Hello, 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 people. Welcome. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Here we go. Boom, look at us pinning comments like a professional now. Boom. Hi, everyone. Welcome. I'm so excited to see you guys. We have an exciting show for you tonight with Miss Mikhala Jené. Hey. I'll let everybody get comfy, log in, get yourself some water or some tea because we're going to be getting into the tea today, people. Yes, we're just going to wait for Mikhala to join us. Hope you guys are having a good night. Oh, there she goes. Hey, girl. Yes, let's get Miss Mikhala in the chat. For everyone who's joining us, drop your location. Where are you guys joining from? Oh, yes, honey with the red lip. I wish we would have
Thank you.
coordinated this.
Thank you, darling. You look beautiful.
You look beautiful, baby girl. Hello.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing well. I can't complain.
Yes, honey. Well, let me start off by saying the baby hairs are slicked. Okay.
I had to reach back to the ancestors.
Yes, girl. I should have laid mine down, but I just did a cute little tuck.
No, but it looks cute, darling. You look beautiful.
Yes, you look beautiful. So welcome everyone. We'll get people time to settle in. I hope y'all got a glass of water, some tea perhaps. Because we are gonna get into it. Thank you so much for joining. This is Soul Sister Network's first Between the Lyrics. We literally made this just for Mikhala Jené, just so we could get into it. This is where we talk to an artist about manifesting, self-love, everything in between. We're about to get open. We're about to get vulnerable. So I hope y'all brought your hearts. Make sure your heart chakras are open, ready to receive and give. And we are here with the wonderful Mikhala Jené, like I said before. I will let you do your own cute little introduction. I want to do a little part of your introduction just to say that she's also from North Carolina. So shout out if anybody from NC is in the building, drop your locations below. I also want to do a cute little preface and say my voice is like a chameleon, y'all. So if I start talking to somebody who's a little country, you might not be able to understand because the accent is going to be so thick.
Now,
Yes, but Miss Mikhala Jené, tell us a little bit about yourself, baby girl. What's up?
hey everyone. Thanks again for joining us and coming and spending your night with us. My name is Mikhala Jené. I am originally from Jacksonville, North Carolina. I'm a singer-songwriter based in Los Angeles. Out here living my little dream.
Yes, baby girl. Yes.
Yes, I've been an artist for some years now, and I have a project out called Carolina Blues.
Yes.
That's my latest full project, and I have a new song that I just dropped called All I Ever Wanted. And with the first project, Carolina Blues, it just kind of chronicles my journey of leaving home for the first time to follow my dream, while also experiencing a lot of firsts in relationships and things like that as well. So
Yes.
I have a song called All I Ever Wanted. That's the most recent release from last week. And yeah, that's what I wanted.
Yes, honey, we are going to get into the thick of all of it. Thank you for that cute little intro. I saw some people from NC shouting out below, so shout out to
Yeah,
everyone else. For
yeah,
anyone else who's joining, drop your location, where you guys are coming from. And this is a very natural back and forth conversation. So if you guys have any questions for me or Mikhala, I want you to use the questions tab at the bottom so that we can open and have a beautiful dialogue back and forth. She's here to give us the tea, but she's also here to give us a little bit more about her on her spirituality side. So if you have questions about either or throughout, let us know. We are going to get into it, baby. So Mikhala, as you know, Soul Sister Network is all about manifesting, the law of attraction, self love, all of that good stuff. So I'm curious, when did you first learn about manifesting?
well, I think, well, first of all, I grew up in the church. And yes, grew up in the church
Mm-hmm.
every day of the damn week,
Okay.
basically. So
Typical Black NC childhood. I love it.
I already know. So like church is the core of culture. And because of that, you already know about it being like power existing, power of life and death existing in the tongue.
Yep.
And things into existence. And
Mm-hmm.
just from having that background in spirituality alone, I'd say that hasn't been that foreign for me. I mean, to even do what I
Mm-hmm.
do now, it's been from speaking life and speaking into existence. But I
Yes.
think it's that pivotal moment when you first, usually we inherit our spirituality from our parents.
Yep.
We end up going on our own journey as we mature and coming more into adulthood, that we begin to find our own specific relationship
Yep.
with God, or, the creator. And I think through my own personal relationship, I've been able to learn and understand more about manifesting, and really understanding how much power we have in collaborating with
Yes.
God on our reality.
Yes, I love that. I just want to flag for anybody who's new to manifesting, you just summed it up perfectly. It's basically the belief that you can co-create your life with intention with God, right? So it doesn't mean that everything you want is going to come true, but it's about exactly, which I think is what a lot of people think. A lot of people think that if you write down, I want this man to be my boyfriend, I want Michael B. Jordan to walk through my door, that just means that he's going to be there, right? Like, girl, he's on my mind because I saw that he was it People Magazine Sexiest Man of the Year? I was like, oh, hello. But no, people think it's that easy, but really it's about setting an intention and being cognizant of what you're putting out into the universe. So I love that. And similar to you, I definitely started manifesting in the church. It's very much, to me, it's like religion is so close to manifesting and all is one and the same for me, different for everybody. But for me, it's just about being intentional and co-creating with the universe, like we said before. So I love that. Yes.
Absolutely, I agree. And I think it's about really settling in. I think the more you learn about yourself
Mm-hmm.
and what you actually need, because like you said, it's not about getting everything you want.
Yep.
Having exactly what you need and what the universe would have in store for you.
Yes, honey. Yes. Before we get too deep into manifesting, I'm curious if you want to share your astrology signs with us, because I know a lot of the times signs go hand in hand with manifesting. So I'm gonna start off. I'm an Aquarius. If we got any Aquariuses out there, shout out, drop a cute little comment below. What is your sign, Mikhala? I'm curious.
I am Virgo. I am a Virgo sun, a Virgo moon.
Yes, a Virgo sun and a Virgo moon. Honey, you are a Virgo through and
No, Virgo
through.
true. Lord help me. And
Okay, but you get shit done. That's the that's the focus about Virgos. Okay.
I'm an Aquarius rising.
Yes, I love it. See, I'm a Virgo moon too, and I'm a Libra rising.
Wow, Virgo moon.
Right? Come on with the earth and the yes. And yes, come on, new moon baby. We love it. Yes, let's get into it. So you already talked about your first project, Carolina Blue. When I
Yeah.
saw it, I immediately was like, oh, she must be from Carolina. Because only people from North Carolina say
But
Carolina Blue. Exactly. Like, why else would you, right? So I was like, oh, she must be from North Carolina. And let me tell you something. When I listened to Mad Bitches, I was like, oh, yes, honey. Soul Sister Network, we have a playlist on Spotify, and I had to add it to the playlist immediately. I was like, oh, honey, this is a vibe. This is a vibe. What was the inspiration for you for putting out that album?
um so yeah, with Carolina Blues, I just remember right before starting it, um I had moved from North Carolina to Los
Hmm.
Angeles. And you all who may not know, I'm from a small, well, first of all, North Carolina is already just country and South anyway, right?
So country
Yeah, so I can't even say from a small town, North Carolina, because it's full of small
of
towns.
small towns. Yep.
I'm from one of many, and kind of felt like a big fish in a small pond.
Hmm.
That leap of faith and moved to LA. But along with that journey in music and career, was also experiencing love, and not even just love, but new friendships, new relationships, just all together.
Hmm.
And
Yes.
so in a big city that takes time to get acclimated to, and all of those.
Yep.
And as the journey for music was new for me, and then like me hearing different things, like she needs a story, she needs a this, and she needs a that, and I just remember feeling like, wait, I just want to sing. When is
Right.
things, right? And so I remember being very intentional with that.
Mm.
It's like I just want to get back to the roots and stay
Hmm.
to the core of why I was sent here in the first place.
Yes, I'm curious. When you create music, is that like a healing for you?
Absolutely.
Hmm. I
And
hear
I
that a lot with artists.
For sure. And you know what? When I first started writing songs, I was writing in a way to like, I was drawing from a lot of my friends and my relatives' experiences and things like that. And I always looked at it as a way to help and heal others, right?
Hmm.
It was probably recently, even more recently, I feel like there's levels to
Yep.
realize and
Oh, for sure. For sure. It's the more you realize, the more you will continue to realize, the more you will continue to realize. It's a never ending. It's like you get to a certain point and you're like, wow, I really got this life shit figured out. And then the universe is like, fight.
that's cute. And that's what I started to realize. I was like, oh, wait, actually, I really need this healing.
Hmm.
I, by me searching and seeking my healing, that is what will help others
Yes.
gain their healing as well. But I really, really, I feel like I felt in a deeper relationship with music, with writing this past year more than anything.
Yes. And that deep healing, was that easy for you to come and then write your new single, which you mentioned before is All I Ever Wanted, which I absolutely adore. If you guys haven't listened to it, please do. We'll put it on Soul Sister Network story after just to give you guys a taste of it. But it honestly is so open and so vulnerable. So I want to know the tea, sis. Like, break it down for us. Like, what were you thinking when you sat down to write that song?
Um, I think the beauty is that I wasn't thinking. I was just feeling. The fun,
Mm,
the most one of my intentions I did set at the top of the year.
mm.
And this is funny. Like, be careful what you ask for, guys.
Okay. I was like, oh, what intention did she set? What happened?
My intention was to really perfect my writing process and really go deeper and speak from the
Mm,
heart without fear and without second guessing or without
yes.
thinking too hard about how I'm going to say or what I'm going to say and just
Yeah.
flow out, right?
Mm.
And so the way
Full vulnerability, which is so much easier said than done, Mikhala.
so much easier said than done because I can feel it all day, but if
Mm-hmm.
the door and windows are blocked for it to flow out,
That's
then it's
it.
different. So I was intentional at the top of the year, like I really want to get in space where I flow fearlessly into this music. And then life was like, okay,
Okay, girl, you got plenty of time. Here goes COVID. Here goes all
oh,
this time. Just sit with yourself.
exactly. Broken heart, Black Lives Matter marches, everything.
Girl.
You'd be a robot to be numb to. There was so many like back-to-back things on
Mm-hmm.
the level I was experiencing, and I just opened my mouth and just saying what I felt.
Yes.
With a little bit of,
Yes.
maybe some helpful accoutrements of the higher,
Okay.
but
Okay. Yes.
it helps, it just flowed out, and I kind of wrote the song in pieces. I wrote the first verse first, and that's
Mm-hmm.
just what I felt. And then I came back to it later and was like, Kayla, where are you going with this? And I was like,
Mm-hmm.
pondered on it and meditated on it, and
Yep.
just a fun fact, I like to write my songs sometimes. If I'm not in the studio, I like to write them in the bathtub or think of them while I'm in the shower. I like to be
Yes. Let me tell you something. It's some special magic that's sprinkled when you get in the shower or a tub, especially if you light a candle somewhere.
yes, exactly.
Stop.
There's magic and creativity in water. So
Yes,
there's I'll
truly.
take a bath, and I was like, where do you want to go with this? Where you're
Mm-hmm.
someplace, where was it taking you? Where was it taking you? And the more I thought about my inspiration behind it, and I was like, Mikhala, you're upset, you're angry because in your relationship or lack thereof, maybe called,
Mm-hmm.
you feel like you never got the chance. Your love was never done.
Mm.
And I was like, I never got the chance to give you everything I wanted. And that's when I came up with the hook. And
Yes.
I'm asking myself those kind of questions of like, wait, how do you really feel? Why does this make you angry? And like, no
Mm.
one wants to be slighted. No one wants to feel like they were cheated. It's like
Yep.
cheated on, but then to feel like you were cheated.
Yep.
Also, here's the hardest pill to swallow when it comes to accountability, when you feel like you cheated yourself.
Ooh.
So that was like,
girl, you got me over here taking deep breaths. I'm like, oh, okay. Because I can relate. I don't know. You guys drop me some hearts down below if y'all can relate to that feeling of one, cheating, getting cheated on, right?
yeah.
Or being cheated out of a process, or cheating yourself. Because sometimes that intuition will kind of nag at you, and you're like, what? Did I know this was coming? Did I know this was happening? Did I always know that I deserve better? That's the hardest pill for me to swallow. I was in a relationship before, and when it ended, a very long relationship, and when it ended, it was so much bitterness, but not for the person. It was more so for me, because I was like, girl, you knew this wasn't what you really wanted anyway. You were kind of settling because it was comfortable, you know, and then you got played. So it's like, damn, I got played by like this, like, damn, I knew better. So how did I let this happen?
Same. And I was like, it's like one thing when somebody else plays, but when you play yourself, you're like,
yep. You're like, damn. Okay.
Like that is the first step.
Yep.
You could spend the rest of your life blaming and pointing fingers and being angry with others for how they treated you. And granted, life is hard, and we're given tons of experiences that aren't warranted or that we don't deserve. But there is always a lesson in it, one. And two, in most relationships, you can kind of see, if you're willing to, you can see the parts where you participated in how you.
Always.
Things of like, I was like, oh, so I'm going to be mad at someone for not keeping their word to me? You don't keep your word to you. How can someone else? So like, let me tell you something.
That's deep. I never even thought about that concept. Like, how can I be mad that a person didn't keep their word? I don't even keep my word to myself. And then the T is, once you start manifesting and looking at the law of attraction, the whole theory behind it is that you attract experiences and people into your life that will be mirrors of you. So of course, when you're not keeping it real with yourself, you're going to attract somebody who's a mirror of you who doesn't keep it real with you. Girl, let me take some notes.
So my Dr. MJ.
Yes, honey, where is Dr. MJ when we need her? Honey, she came in full force. I'm like, what? If you guys don't know, Dr. MJ is like Mikhala's digital persona that we also love.
Yes, it's my other persona that, look, let me tell you, when I felt like I was falling, like having all those realizations, like we just said, all great, but it can be overwhelming, and it's a lot to process and a lot to understand as you are experiencing it. And I was like, look, I need to speak to somebody's therapist, like right now. So
yes.
I'm like, and I was like, wait a minute. Doing the math, I'm like, I am an independent artist. I want to take time to calculate. Look, I basically was like, bitch, you better figure it out. Buy that book and that's what birthed Dr. MJ. I'm like, you will counsel yourself to figure this out until.
Yo, the United States healthcare system ain't shit, you know. No, but facts, you're like, damn, I really need some therapy. Let me go and get some. Can't really afford it, but love and light, let me go and do it myself.
Let me, you know, at the end of the day, the beauty is I'm an artist, so I still cathartic space to express and work through a lot of the turmoil, you know, until, you know, therapy is the case. But it's kind of eye-opening, though, even having that moment of looking through to see what the options are, to realize how much therapy, and it shouldn't be, is a luxury.
Oh, it is.
You know, it definitely shouldn't be. And let's be honest, like, even for the things that and I'm not to diminish my own experiences or pain or anything like that, but it's like, it gives me even more compassion for someone with a greater set of problems that falling out over. So I'm like, if I'm falling out over this,
how are you holding it together?
How is someone who's been through much worse?
Yep.
And so that kind of really helped me kind of like develop Dr. MJ. And then out of my sister too, like, it's a coping mechanism.
Yes. we also love for someone to show a little bit of personality. When I saw Dr. MJ, I was like, I love it. It's some shit I would do, girl. I'm like, I feel this. And this is a shout out to anybody out there who does feel like they need therapy and we feel like it's too expensive. I don't know if you guys are familiar with the Loveland Foundation. They offer like free therapy like credits and basically like cash back opportunities for women of color who feel like they need therapy. So I signed up a long time ago and I just got taken off the wait list. So they're offering me 4 to 8 free therapy sessions. I just have to find a therapist who will take it. Right? And I had a couple of friends who told me about it. So look up the Loveland Foundation after this, guys, if you're feeling how we're feeling, but you're trying to figure stuff out. So it doesn't come immediately. Sometimes you have to sign up and they let people off the waiting list little bit by little bit. But I'm excited to get some free sessions because like you said, it's expensive. So
and look, don't do what I did and develop multiple personality disorder, because now I just have to cross that bridge.
Girl, well maybe people can start sliding into your DMs asking for help, Dr. MJ. You give it to them for free. No, I'm playing. So in talking about All I Ever Wanted, I'm curious, is there anything that you manifested that you got that you ended up being like, okay, I don't want it? I'm curious.
I think that is one of the big pills to swallow when you do think you knew what you wanted. Well, I was looking back in my journal at the top of the year. I journal every day.
Yes.
In my journaling, it's all prayers every day, prayers every day.
Love it. Beautiful.
Me talking to God, me talking to God. And I look back at everything I said to him, like, and I feel, this is how I feel about this, and this is how I feel about that, and I need clarity. I feel stifled, and I feel this, and I feel that. And I expressed myself in a way that had me pleading, like a child.
Yeah, like please,
save me, make it all better.
Yeah.
Things that you want that you don't really, you're like, oh shoot, I didn't know I wanted this. But when I was challenged with heartbreak and the back and forth that I had in the whole situation just materialized to nothing, that was the answer to everything that I was asking for. That I would say I didn't, how it went down was not what I wanted.
Yeah.
But it was everything that I needed. For sure. And even that I'm still learning and understanding that. It's not like I'm like, oh, that was just what I needed. La 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 la. Like I'm still reminding myself
constantly.
And for sure, and then there's been times that maybe manifested things that that came to pass that I wouldn't say wasn't what I wanted, but once it did come to pass, I was like, oh wait, I didn't know it was gonna happen that fast. Am I ready? Like I questioned.
Honey, it's something when that doubt and that fear kind of comes when you're like, oh, okay, like I'm ready for this. And then it comes and you start questioning yourself. You start doubting yourself, like you said. But that's really just your ego.
Yes.
Coming in, doubting. Like your intuition knows what you're ready for. And even if you know you're ready for it, your ego will come and be like, huh? Like, oh, you sure?
Girl, it'll come and like, you sure you want this? You sure?
And then what's your ego? It's like your inner voice is like, you sure you want it? And then you're like, damn, well, do I? Because I thought I was ready.
Is this a mistake? Is this like, that's how, honestly, like even when I went on tour last year, had the opportunity to go on tour with Ari Lennox last year.
Yes, honey, get into it.
Girl,
what was it like?
When we were practicing in rehearsals before tour, girl, I was scared. I was like,
of course.
I was like, what you asked for again? I was like, you did ask for this. You going on tour. I'm like literally telling myself like, bitch, girl, you really going on tour. You going on tour. You going on tour. It's happening. And I'm like, like scared.
Of course. Who wouldn't be? And it's Ari Lennox. It's like,
are you kidding me? And I'm like, this is one of those moments when you ask for something and it comes to pass, and now you're
Yep.
questioning really how what it takes to fulfill it and live up to it, live
Yep.
up to the opportunity. But
So
I
I want
can.
to pause there. I have a question.
Mhm.
When do you, for anybody else out there who struggles with moments like that, when you're doubting yourself and you're like, how do I level up to it? How did you get there? What did you say to yourself when you got there and you started, that doubt came?
To be honest, I
Mm-hmm.
like when people have children, like no one's ever really, really ready for children.
Mm.
Circumstances, even if the money is right, even if they're in a good place and everything,
Wow. Yeah.
nothing can really prepare you for anything until you actually have it. Now,
Mm.
there's a preparation that can take place as far as like getting your mind right and getting all these other things into place so that you can sustain whatever it is that's
Yeah.
coming. But still, you don't know what it's like until you have it.
Mm.
If you waited for you to be ready, if the universe waited for us to be ready for anything that we asked for or that we needed or that was a part of fulfilling our destiny, we'd be waiting forever. Because
Mm.
you don't wait till you're ready. You get ready once it happens. You
Yep. Wow.
yourself be ready for it while it's happening.
Yes, honey. Retweet. I wish I could retweet the thing and put a bunch of hearts if I wasn't the person moderating this. Yes. I got to repeat that for anybody who didn't hear it. She said, if the universe waited for you to be ready to take your next step, you will always be waiting. Honey, that is a word. And I can 100% attest because it's one of those things where even when I was starting Soul Sister Network, like before I started this platform, in my head, my ego was telling me like the craziest things. My ego was like, girl, it's a million platforms. Why do you need your platform? Like, do people even care about manifesting? Like, sis. And I started it, and little bit by little bit, a snowball effect happened. And now it's almost 6,000 people up here, and we were only kind of deep, you
Amazing.
know? So I'm like, wow. And if I would have waited until I was ready, it would have been a whole different thing because I waited a long time before I even started it. Yep.
You always think of something else that you feel like you need before it can
Yep.
happen. Wait, I'm gonna need this first before it can happen. I mean,
Exactly.
even for me, artists and where I'm at, there's
Mm-hmm.
still so much that I still don't have yet that I'm still praying.
Mm.
I'm still waiting for, but I can't allow those things to stop me from putting one foot in front of the other.
Ooh.
Because I'm
Yes.
have faith and I'm putting action behind that faith. I do believe that God will fill in the gaps, which is what my
Every time.
day too. It's about filling in the gaps. So I
Ooh.
that God will fill in the gaps, but He has to see you being intentional and taking action. Um,
Yes.
why I think we can't wait until we're ready. Can't wait.
Mm.
Yeah,
Let me tell you something, honey. I had to write that down. God will fill in the gaps. I haven't heard that before. That's a beautiful analogy
for
that
sure.
he has to see you putting some effort towards what you want. So anybody out there who is taking this and like I also want to say it's like over 300 of us in here, so shout out to y'all. But for
And
anybody who's here, y'all are here for a reason. This message is hitting you for a reason. And actually when I said that it hit 333. So that's another sign that right? I'm like, synchronicity. So that's another sign that if you guys are here listening to this message, there is something that we are saying that you are supposed to get. So if this is your message from the universe, God, spirit, whoever you believe in, it's time, right? You need to take that first step on what you feel like you're passionate about, what sets your soul on fire in like the best way possible. Take
I,
that step. And like Mikhala said, like she wasn't ready, but I mean, like look at her, an artist on this beautiful platform who's about to go and take off even more than she has already. Started out on a tour with Ari Lennox. Like, I mean, Mrs. Shea Butter Baby. I like what a starting point. And here's the thing, yo, you're just starting. Like, how was that when you got on the stage and you performed? First off, where was your first show? I'm curious.
um,
And
first show was in Phoenix. Thank you. My first,
yes,
and I remember it just feeling like so surreal. Like
mm,
honestly, just to give everyone a minute on my story, a little backstory. I had
yes,
me a while to sing growing up, like to lead a song. I had terrible stage,
mm,
like I would cry. If I love to sing, but I love to sing in the comfort of my own, like
mm,
in my room, no one here see a thing, and it
yes,
still God had given me a dream and told me to use my gift and to share it with the world. And it was like right after that I led my very first song at church. And then
Yes.
I've been writing songs and stuff since. So that first show, it made that song. Well, I have a song called The Annunciation describing that dream, but it made that song, especially singing that song every night, it made that vision come around full circle. I'm like, wow, you really did give me a vision and a glimpse of this when I was 14 years old, and here I am on stage doing just that. And I know this is no one but God, because if it was just based off of me alone, I'd be running and hiding, and I wouldn't be doing it. So it was just amazing to be able to see the promises of God come around full circle. Ooh. And then to be a vessel every night for someone else's, for hope for someone else's promise to come to pass every night was great.
Yes.
A great first tour experience too. Everyone was really nice. Everyone was kind, supportive. It was just
beautiful.
I think that matters so much, to have just a really good, because it's a lot of pressure. It's a lot of touring. It can be overwhelming. So
very.
to have done it with a great group of people was a great first experience.
That's beautiful. And that's a testament to, again, like we were talking about vibrations. It's no coincidence that you ended up on that tour with other people and other artists who also have good vibrations. Because for anybody who doesn't know and is coming to Soul Sister Network for the first time, my background and professional experience is in the entertainment industry. So I work with a lot of artists on, higher level across different organizations. So I've seen a lot of tours in my time. And not everybody is friendly, Mikhala. Okay? So shout out to you. Again, I'm not surprised. I'm sure Ari is just as incredible as I think she is. She's my friend in my head.
Absolutely. She was sweet and supportive on so many nights.
Yes. So curious, because we're talking about manifesting, for anybody who is new to manifesting, they say that manifesting is better done when your vibes are really high, when you're doing something that has you passionate, has you feeling like you're ready to go. So other than singing, what's one of your things that gets your energy so high that you are so passionate about that maybe we wouldn't even know?
I'm watching my friends crack open crab legs. I want to say food.
Yes, girl, crab legs, girl, with the extra butter on the side. Let me tell you.
Yes. So I say,
girl, that's the country girl in you. Let me tell you something. I love to eat.
To eat, but you know what it is? It's the communal part of eating. So
yes, I never even thought about that.
I think communing is what communion is. Great way to enhance your vibration, just being around other like-minded individuals and having a good time.
Yes. Okay, question. Can you cook?
Girl.
I knew it. I could tell by that face when you said crab legs.
No, I feel like it's I don't know, it's in the handbook. I got to.
Okay.
I love to cook. It's a space of creativity for me. I definitely love expressing myself with food and all of that jazz.
What's your specialty?
Oh my God, I don't even know where to start.
Okay. I'm weak. Every girl, please don't say chicken Alfredo.
No, girl. Or nothing with broccoli. I hate when I'm also kind of probably a snob about it too. That's the Virgo coming up. Chicken Alfredo, okay.
I'm not even gonna hold you. I really do love chicken Alfredo. I'm the most basic of the basics. If my friends were here, they would be dying laughing because all of them know that one of my favorite restaurants in the world is Olive Garden. So I'm shitting on chicken Alfredo right now, but honestly, that joke was just for Black Twitter.
I love cooking. We're living out here in LA. It's not like we always get to get good Southern, food. So I love, when I miss home, pot of collard greens, and fry some chicken up. That's probably what I make the most, what I love to make the most, because I've been missing my mom like crazy.
Yes.
definitely been frying a lot of chicken. I love her fried chicken, so I've been frying a lot of chicken.
Come on. Girl, now you got me over here hungry. I'm like, mm.
I love every. I love to make everything. It's not that many things I don't like to eat. Oh, I love Asian food.
Oh, come on. By Asian food, you mean like actual Asian food or like the Chinese spot?
No, like actual Asian food, like Thai
Okay.
food, Chinese food, Korean food, Vietnamese food.
Oh, honey, you with the best of them.
Yeah.
Let me tell you something. My delve into the Asian world literally is the Chinese spot. So if I went to Asia to eat, I would be like, y'all got like a 4-piece wing or like what?
Like no, that's our American version of food. I love pho. I love 2020. So with the quarantine, I took up baking. So
Yes.
baking fresh bread. I love to do that.
Oh, honey, you Mrs. Betty Crocker.
Cinnamon rolls this past Sunday. I was laying there like, oh, I want to make some cinnamon rolls from scratch.
Oh, you make cinnamon rolls from scratch? Oh, honey, you are putting my North Carolina card to shame. I'm like,
well, you know what it is though too. I also like. I feel like I'm like Patti LaBelle in my head. So
let me tell you something, Patty. Mikhala, if you come over here and make me a Patty sweet potato pie, girl, I'll love you forever.
I got you, girl. I got you.
Yes. Yes. Okay, speaking of Patti LaBelle, this is like not about her, but this question just came to me. I'm curious because she's one of like the greats as far as singers. Which like great legendary singer do you feel like inspired you the most?
Oh my God. Okay.
Oh, and pause. Second part to that, what music did your parents play growing up?
Okay, so this one's gonna be hard to decide. So I'm gonna say two people, but for two different reasons.
Okay, let's go.
So, Whitney Houston, without a doubt, like
period,
just the anointing on her voice to sing anything
every time,
and you'll feel the presence of.
Yep.
I think it's even the presence of every God, the God, all the gods,
all of them,
all of them. And Mariah Carey for song catalog for writing, for songwriting.
Honey, she's a beast with the pen.
Absolutely. So those are my two biggest.
Yes.
That my mother and father played a lot. Definitely was gospel.
Love it.
Out like gospel. So Yolanda Adams, Fred Hammond.
Yes, honey. I had my gospel playlist on Spotify cranking today.
What'd you say? Say it again.
I said I had my gospel playlist on Spotify cranking today, girl. And when I tell you I was getting it, Donnie McClurkin came on and I was like, oh, one of them days.
Clark Sisters, John P. Key, all of that. And what her favorite artist is Anita Baker, so she played a lot of Anita Baker.
Stop. I just gotta pause. Girl, I went to Anita Baker's concert in New York last year, and when I tell you, me and my best friend had the time of our lives. I have never ever experienced a concert like that. I love Anita Baker. Honey,
amazing.
She does it to me every time. Every time. She was on stage with her shoes off, her feet out. I was like, I love this.
She's so just effortless, just like an effortless appeal and presence. Like I love it, to the point where I often, even on tour, I always sing love. That is like my homage to her and my mom's love for her. Like that's yeah.
Honey, and that is a beautiful homage because that's a beautiful song. When I manifest who I'm gonna end up with and who I'm gonna marry, girl, Sweet Love gonna be playing in the back at that wedding for sure.
Yes, it has to. Like, I love that song. Love her. Like, she's so amazing.
Yes. So you mentioned earlier that you do a lot of journaling, and for anybody who's new to manifesting or is a little familiar with it, journaling is definitely a powerful way to speak things into existence and to script out how you want your life to go, right? So I'm curious, do you have any other things that you do to manifest other than journaling things out? Like, are you a vision board girl? Are you?
I am definitely So I'm addicted to Pinterest. Some
Same.
I make a vision board and mood board for everything.
Same, girl.
Also, you guys, I don't know if you're familiar, but there's tons of apps too. There's an app that I had downloaded, I think at the top of the year, and it has like you can pin pictures like your visions, which is my screensaver.
Mm.
It's like for subconscious for you to look at it subconsciously in
Yep.
manifestation. So I have that as my screensaver, the pictures for my vision board. But in this particular app, you can also affirm and write out everything that you can write your vision out.
Yes.
And the pictures, when you press play on the pictures, it'll play a quick video to flash it into your subconscious so that it can manifest. So that's like something you can do every day.
Girl, you better put me up on game. What's the name of this app? You remember?
I try to remember the name of it, but it's I'll definitely send it to you.
I say you can send it to me later, and I'll definitely share it with people because I'm like, who? What?
That's one. And then one that I love too that me and my friends use is this affirmation app called I Am. And it sends you affirmations all day.
Yes.
Every hour.
I love that. I am.
It'll tell you like I am safe and healthy. I am
Yes.
this. I am that. I have all I need. And we usually with me and my friends, whenever it pings and the notification shows up, we say it out.
Yes.
So, and like randomly, and one of my friends was like, "I am worthy of love," and we're like,
"Yes,
you are worthy of love."
Honey, get you a crew, get you a soul tribe that is with it like you are. I love that. Yes. Yes. I'm curious because you're doing a lot of talking about your friends. So I'm assuming that they're like your support system. Y'all are really close. So how did you build your friend group? I'm curious. Did you do it with a lot of intention, or do you feel like the universe just threw you a bunch of people and you were like, I'll keep you?
Well, here's a bit of a testimony. Hey, shout out to Mia. I see my friend Mia from back home.
Hey, Mia.
Mia, I call her Mia. Her name is Maya, but I call her Mia.
Okay, we love it.
I actually had the worst experiences with friends growing up.
Ooh.
So I definitely think that this is the universe's just answer to of like of balancing the scales, because I didn't always have the most positive experiences at all. So I'm just so blessed and grateful for God to have orchestrated the people that I have in my life now that incredibly loving and supportive, because I know what it's like to not have that. For sure. So I definitely all the credit to God on that one.
Yes. I know a lot of people, when I have like these lives or we talk about like manifesting on Soul Sister, a lot of people ask how you find your soul tribe. But I would say, I'm sure that you attracted those people the more you became yourself, if that makes sense. The more you opened up yourself and you were like, okay, this is me, take it or leave it, you're a mirror. So you attract the people. Yep.
And I think just functioning out of and operating out of compassion. I think one of the most beautiful things are, because usually when you're a giver, I mean, this is kind of what ends up happening, by givers and takers, right?
Yeah.
And a lot of the times, being a giver, sometimes you can attract takers because they know that you are a giver.
A giver, yeah.
The blessing of what I've been able to find in my support group is, and my friends, are other givers. So then it's always an abundance. There's never anything lacking. Like I give, and then I give more, then I give more, and then no one's tit for tat. No one's counting how much you gave. Like takers do that.
Yeah.
But I think the more that you give in compassion and give in time, and are sacrificing of your time to be a good friend to someone else, that has to come back around.
Yes, honey. Good vibes all around.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes. So, first off, I can't believe it's already 8:45, girl. I could do this all night long. Hello.
That's so fast.
I know. And I'm like, damn, we already got to wrap it up. Like, what's up? Okay. So, to finish things off, what can we expect from you as far as new music, new projects? Like, what's up in 2020? Anything else in 2020? Are we looking at 2021 now? What's up with that?
Well, the thing about 2020 is don't make a plan because anything can happen.
Girl, that is what we have learned. Okay. Not with the dance. I'm like, yes to the shoulders. Because, girl, what?
But that's how I've been getting through all of 2020. Like, what's next? All right,
What's
okay.
next? All right. Nothing that has happened for me in 2020 was on my vision board. I was like, God, what the hell is this?
Not a damn thing. So I feel like when they say you make a plan and God watch God laugh, that's kind of
Girl, he must have been laughing at my ass at the end of 2019. Like, oh, okay.
It has been our Def Jam comedy hour.
Okay.
Just released a new song. So.
Yeah, but yeah, the song I thanks, Fred. He threw me off.
Girl, her in the back with them crab legs. That's what's throwing you off.
But yeah, I'm just continuing to record, so recording music, so writing, still in that space of just telling the truth and expression, and we'll see what happens.
Yes, sis. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. So in the spirit of manifesting and putting stuff out there into the universe, I'm curious, is there any artist that's like on your radar that you're like, oh, I need to work with them or I want to work with them? Like, who's that artist for you?
Who is that?
You could give a couple too.
You said you got a couple?
I said no, you could give a couple. I mean, I ain't gonna be hopping on nobody's track, but I could be in the back. I could do some harmony because you ain't the only person who grew up in the church, Mikhala. That's all I'm gonna say. Like, I got the alto notes holding down in the back.
Hold me down in the alto. Hold me down in the alto, okay?
Got you.
Thank you. I think I would love to work with a lot of. I love seeing all the R&B female artists right now.
Mm-hmm.
So like, I was thinking too the other day. I was like, oh, Jené would be amazing. Ooh. Just the healing and the journey that she's been on.
Yep, and the vibe. You guys have a very not similar vibe, clearly, because you guys are your own people. But when it comes to like healing and being vulnerable and being open, and your voices complement each other really well. So that's a manifestation I'm gonna put on my vision board too. Because I need a collab, sis.
And I stand for SZA. I love SZA.
Okay, girl.
I love
SZA be in her bag too. So you and her hopping both into your bags, honey. Yeah. I'll be in the front like.
Listen, I love like how vulnerable and just the representation of her quirkiness too. Like I love, you know, I think as Black women, we need as many different types of representation of all personalities that we be. How she's been that for us.
Yes, she has, honey.
And then
I have missed SZA
too.
Wait, who?
Some legends as well too. Like to have a song by Babyface would be amazing.
Oh, girl, what?
Kirk Franklin is like my all-time like favorite composer and writer. I would love with Kirk Franklin.
You coming with the legends for real. And I didn't even, I mean, again, call me oblivious, but I didn't know Babyface was still like writing tracks.
Great songs.
Girl, I use Spotify. Like they might as well sponsor me at this point. But I use Spotify all day, every day. And my favorite part about Spotify is you can click and see their song credits. And I was listening to, I believe, Victoria Monet's album, and I saw that he produced one of her tracks. And I was like, no wonder it's a hit.
Amazing to work with is Victoria Monet. She's a freaking genius.
She's a beast with a pen too. But when I saw that, I was like, oh, Babyface is out here blessing people. So I'm gonna manifest that with you too, sis, because you and him in the studio. Honey, I'm sending y'all send some vibes. God said when more than two people come together, it happens. What's up? Honey, that's the Baptist hopping out of me, but we got to be intentional with this. Because, honey, a win for you is a win for us, because I'm like, I need some more background music to put me in my feelings, because 2020 has sat my ass down in my feelings, okay?
Listen, and there's nowhere you can go. You can't run. You can't
Nope,
hide.
nope.
Sit right there.
Mm-hmm.
Don't
2020 has been like, sit over there and eat your food.
do not leave the table until it's finished.
Exactly. Like, what? Okay.
Okay.
Girl, that's me crying at the table eating my broccoli. That sums me up in in 2020. I'm like, okay.
That sums up the whole. Oh, 333.
333. Yeah.
Y'all,
Girl, we have been. Let me tell y'all alignment. You said what?
333. I've been saying crazy since my birthday in August, and then yes, 222. This week has been crazy.
Crazy.
I looked it up and it dragged me, darling. It dragged me.
Okay, I'm gonna have to look up 333 after this, because I've been seeing it a lot today too, and 555. So I'm like, I don't know what that means, but I think it's a sign, right?
Yes, y'all. I think it's this year, for everything that was unpredictable about it, I think it's the best time. If you ever doubted if you should move forward and whatever has been pulling at your heart, I think this is the time to do it, because there's been so much synchronicity even for myself within my life, and I know it's not just for me.
Yep.
It's for all of us. Like, if you're going to move on something, or it requires a lot of faith or strength or change to do it,
Yep.
this is the time.
Yep, now's the time to do it. I love that. And I feel like my last question for you will be kind of what you're talking about now. If you could give everyone watching like a piece of advice, whether that can be from a human or self-healing standpoint, or from like an artist standpoint, or both, whatever resonates, what advice would you give us as far as like sticking through your goals and to keep pushing?
The first thing that comes to mind is trusting the process. And trust me, that's easier said than done. Like, even for me, like, saying this to myself, to trust the process, because it is indeed a process, but it's one that's worth it.
Yes.
Having or anything worth becoming is worth waiting for. Just bet on yourself. Y'all, like, you really, I think with all the deaths that have happened this year, from COVID, on top of whatever statistically already happens with death every year, it really puts into perspective how short life really is.
Yeah.
And, like, how much do you want to waste it being afraid, or yourself, or not liking yourself? Just like, how much longer can we put that kind of energy in fear?
Yes.
I would advise anyone to do all that they can to encourage themselves and do everything in love as much as possible.
Yes. Let me tell you something. I hope you see all these hearts on the side of the screen going off right now. Honey, we are here. Dr. MJ. Deacon MJ after tonight, girl, because you was up here preaching.
I'm an evangelist.
Girl, okay. I'm about to name you Mikhala Greenleaf after tonight, girl.
That she came out on her birthday. That's Deacon MJ.
Yeah, Deacon MJ.
Come on, Deacon MJ. Honey, we love it. Yes. So tell people how they can keep in touch with you after this live.
Okay, so you guys can follow me here on Instagram at Mikhala Jené, MIKHALAJENE. You can follow me on Twitter, all socials at the same name.
Yes.
Listen to my project Carolina Blues.
Please, y'all, please. It will not disappoint you. Start with Mad Bitches and then work your way. I'm just saying, Mad Bitches is like my shit. I heard that song. I was like, oh, she's in her bag.
Thank you so much, love. And that's available on all streaming platforms. Spotify, Tidal, Apple, you name it, it's on there. And take a listen to my new song, All I Ever Wanted, which is also on all streaming platforms.
Yes, guys. And if you are coming from Mikhala's side, you can follow me at Soul Sister Network. We would love to have you. Again, it's a platform all about manifestation, healing, the law of attraction, and creating your best life with intention. So if you're like, look, I'm trying to level up my life. I'm tired of, you know, dragging my feet on my goals, or I'm unsure of how to take this step, we have content like this that goes out every day to lift you up, to get your spirits up, to bring you beautiful people like Mikhala every week who are here to like raise your vibrations and show you that nothing is out of reach and nothing is impossible. Soul Sister Network literally appeases to women of color because the purpose is to show other women of color, other badass women of color who are doing their shit and walking in their light. So I hope y'all receive this light from us tonight.
Yes.
Yes.
I just want to say thank you for using your gift of inspiration and being open to be a vessel, heal others. And thank you so much for the opportunity. Thank you for having me, love.
Thank you for coming, love. This was everything.
This barely ever happened.
I love it. And see what's up, baby. I'm about to take off my shirt. North Carolina, come on and raise up. Take your shirt off. Twist it around your head. Swing like a helicopter. Okay, what? Y'all, I have so much NC pride tonight. Y'all, please support Mikhala. Again, her single All I Ever Wanted is on all streaming platforms now. Y'all will not regret it. If you're looking for a place, again, it's on streaming platforms, but we have it in our Soul Sister Network playlist. We have 2 of her songs, Mad Bitches and All I Ever Wanted. Y'all go listen, stream it, follow her. She is so fucking dope. Clearly, as you guys have seen tonight. Again, Mikhala, thank you so much. Shout out to you. Shout out to your team. Shout out to your wonderful friend in the back. I hope them crab legs was hitting. And
can't wait to get into them, girl. They waiting for me.
Girl, okay, well, I'll let you get into it. It's been a pleasure. Hit me up if you ever need anything, boo.
God bless. Love you guys.
God bless. Bye, guys. Have a beautiful night.